Hey glowers and glowers, welcome back. It's another video. I am really excited for this one. This is going to be a different video. Me and Jordan came up with this idea today, actually. It's kind of crazy, so we're on it. Anyways, we came up with this idea to talk about a certain topic, and obviously I'm not with him right now, so it's going to be like my submission and then his submission, and I'm going to collab them together, and I'm just going to see like how much we are in sync. So it's going to be an interesting video, because if you guys haven't noticed, me and Jordan, we're in sync all the time. We have a good spiritual connection. So like anytime like you'll see us in the video like or like in sync, we'll say it sometimes. That's why we every single time we still are like about it, because it's just so cool. Like sometimes it'll just be like we'll do the same hand gesture, or sometimes it'll be like exactly the same words, or even the same thoughts. Like it's cool. So I don't know if any of you have like a spiritual connection with someone. I'm sure you understand what I'm meaning then, and it's really it's really a good experience. It's really cool. It's good to have someone like that. So anyways, so yeah, this is going to be a very fun, cool experiment for the Glowing Globe. It's different. It's a different video. I'm excited. So let's dive into the topic. So the topic really is about sorry, my mind is like everywhere right now. The topic is about basically not scripting your life, and how much living in the moment means. A lot of us, we take living in the moment for granted, and we don't even see it. You know, we don't know how much living in the moment actually means. You know, that's why memories are so important, because when we live in that moment and we're not actually living in that moment, and yes, there's a difference when I say that, because a lot of people just think that it's a quote. It's more, it's deeper. It's actually feeling what you're feeling. It's actually just going with the flow. It's actually nature. It's natural. It's God. It's spiritual. You know, and a lot of us, we take it for granted, you know, whether it's being distracted, having fun, simply just not even caring. You know, we all have different reasons of why we're like, oh my goodness, why didn't I cherish that moment even more, you know? But anyways, that's what I'm trying to say is we don't realize it until later when it becomes a memory in our head. And that's a good thing, you know, because sometimes it can be good, because then that's a memory that you'll cherish forever, and that's in your head and it's not going anywhere. Very true, very correct. But then sometimes we lose details because we didn't live in that moment. You know, I'm sure we've all experienced it, you know, and it's like, dang, I wish I would have knew more if I actually was off my phone, or I wish I would have knew more if I actually wasn't overthinking about something else, or I wish I would have knew more. No matter what that reason is, we've all done that, you know. Yeah. So, you know, it's very deep, and it's something that we all need to work on together. Definitely. Another thing is scripting your life, which I will tell you right now, it's good to take notes. We'll never tell you, don't take notes, don't, you know, there's a big difference when we talk about a lot of certain things. You know, basically, when we're saying don't script your life, that means, you know, you don't need to drive. You know, when you let God drive, you're going to see a big difference in the road trip. You will. You know, if you script your life, it's more of how you want it and not how God wants it. It's also not trusting in him to take the wheel. If you're taking that wheel, you're not driving by faith. You're driving by sight. You're driving by what you want, not what God wants for you. And every time he will show you over and over again that it's not the right way, and until you let him drive, you're going to end up going around in circles. Driving around in circles. Or you'll end up at a dead end. Either one. That's why, we put our faith, we put our trust, we put, all of that with him. If we do it with our flesh, we do it with ourselves, we're going to keep going in that same roundabout. It's a never-ending thing, and I'm sure we've all experienced that too. It's like, God, why is this happening to me? Why am I at a dead end? Why am I going around in circles? Why does it feel like nothing's changing? Why? And instead of sometimes asking him why, ask yourself, why? What am I doing? What could I possibly be doing wrong? Instead of always questioning God, sometimes we need to question ourselves. And that's very hard because, hello, we're all human. We don't like to be wrong. We don't like to criticize ourselves. We don't like to, and criticizing ourselves is not always a bad thing. Let me be clear on that too. Sometimes we do have to be hard on ourselves to a certain extent, self-discipline. There you go. So, it's a very good thing to just be self-aware of, or if you do see it in others, tell them, or say, hey, you need to get on the Glowing Globe and watch that one episode where Jordan and Kierston were talking about scripting your life. I think you need to see that. Yeah, I'm looking at you. So, anyways, and I have a good example right now, honestly. Let's talk. Let me tell you something personal about me real quick. It's crazy what I'm about to say. I just never knew how I would be on YouTube. I never knew, but living in the moment, I'm about to tell you this. Right now, you probably wouldn't get, well, you might be able to guess. I don't know. But I'm sitting on my living room floor. And there's a table in here, a lamp, all my, stuff that was on a TV stand. Well, table, lamp, I have stuff in here. But it's also empty compared to what I was used to. I'm going through a breakup. So, new things, old things, coming and going, in and out. It's very different. I don't know if you guys can hear an echo in here. I don't know how empty it is. Maybe I'm being dramatic. But I'm living in the moment. I'm sitting on my living room floor filming. Old me would be like, no, we gotta make it look perfect. We gotta go sit in the room and have a nice background and all this da-da-da-da. No, guess what, guys? I wanted to film, and that was my first thought was, let's go sit on the floor. Let's go sit on the floor. You want to know why? Because that's nature. That's natural. I'm going with the flow. I'm not scripting. This is me. You guys get me. Look at me. I don't have my earrings in. My hair isn't done. You guys get me. You get me. And we want to get you too. We want to get the bare you. Not the fleshly, not all that, all that. We want you to come in with your feelings. We want you to come in with wanting to help with your mental health. We want you to come in wanting to be saved. We want you to know God. We want the raw you. That's what the Glowing Globe wants. We want to grow. We want to glow. Just like you. Simple as that. So there you go. A little bit about my end. A little bit about my literal background right now. But anyways, we were stoked about this journey in general, but this episode too, just because it's a different video. It's like, hey, let's test us. You know? And I don't know if I talked about this, but like taking notes, you know, scripting your life, there's a difference. You know, we would never tell you not to take notes. It's good to take notes. It's good to write. Always write, you know, write your thoughts, write your feelings. In that moment, that's living in the moment. So like today, I'm going to tell you, I have a little note right here that I lived in the moment for at work. And I was like, hey, I have a couple ideas that I want to write down for filming tonight. You know, and that's different. We're not going to tell you, oh, don't do that. Live in the moment. Be natural. Like, it's different when we say that. We're talking about your whole entire life, just big picture. You know, and yeah, I sat here. I read a couple things on here. But everything that I'm telling you right now is not on this little piece of paper. Like, that would be scripting my entire life. And that's not what we are. We're natural. You know, I said a lot of things actually that I didn't even know I was gonna say tonight. I'm sitting on the floor. Like, I'm doing what God wants. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I want for you guys. You know, and that's the difference between saying, you know, scripting ourselves. You know, scripting is different than actually just taking notes, living in the moment. You know, continue to do those things. You know, never stop doing that. You know, always write, whether it's a little note to yourself, to a friend, whatever it is. I mean, anything, family, whatever. Even your enemy, you know. Love your friends. Love your family. Love your enemies. I know that. I know that's hard. I know. I saw your face. I could see your face right now. Love your enemy. It scares the thing shit. What? Yeah, I know. It's hard. But let God drive. Let God drive. Buckle up. In the passenger seat, whether you're passenger princess or passenger prince or passenger homie, as Jordan would say if he was here. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm excited to see it myself. Collab, me and Jordan, separate videos together. I'm so excited to see this. And I want you guys to know, you know, we are always here for you. You can leave a comment. You can drop a little email to us. You can always be anonymous. You do not, you know, you don't have to be known. We can be on Zoom. Your camera could be off. You don't want to hear your voice? You don't have to. We just want you to know that you are not alone and we're here for you no matter what that is. What that is. Have any questions? We will always answer. To the best of our ability. To the best of what God wants us to do in this world. So, yeah, continue to glow. Continue to grow. The links of our social media will be below. You know, share this. Send it to someone you think who needs to hear this. Anything, you know, whatever you guys feel is in that natural flow for you. Simply do that today. Whenever you're watching this, I have no idea when you're watching this, but today is great. We're alive. We're breathing. We're not scripting our lives. We're here on earth. God gave us another chance. Never forget that. Cherish the moment. Cherish the moment. That is not just a quote, guys. It's not just a quote. Don't forget it. But anyways, I'm excited just to see the collab here. See what Jordan came up with. See how in sync we are. Differently all the time. It's so cool. It is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see anytime the Glowing Globe posts. And as always, we love you.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 7. Welcome back to the Glowing Globe. And today I'm going to talk to you about why you shouldn't script your life. Because our lives aren't scripted. The impossible can happen at any moment. I broke my ankle. Was that scripted in my mind? No, not at all. It was not scripted in my mind or in my life. We can't go about life having everything planned out and everything so perfect. No, not everything is going to become your dream that you were as a child. You're not always going to have every day go as planned. You can't wake up saying, okay, this is going to happen there, this is going to happen here, this is going to happen here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Because you're setting yourself in a box. You're limiting yourself. You're limiting what God can do in your life. This brings me to the Bible, and I want to go through some instances to where this is proven. Because if you script your life, if you just go based on, oh, this is what I do, this is what I'm going to do today, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow, this is going to be my life, so this is how I'm going to do things. You can never branch out. You can never go to new frontiers. You can never pick up new skills. You can never learn new things. You can never meet new people. You want to have an active relationship with God, and God's going to direct you to go different places. For instance, I never thought I would be preaching the word. I never thought I'd become a preacher. That was God's calling on my life. That is what God has directed me to do and has given me the heart to do. The heart to love, the heart to care, the heart to serve, the heart to do this, the heart to make these videos. I don't have to sit here and make these videos out of my time for you all, but it's where I feel directed, what I feel directed to do. And God has taken me out into the streets and allowed me to preach to the streets, and it has allowed me to meet certain people. And if I were to script my life, if I were to just plan everything out instead of live in the Spirit, then I'd never be able to experience these things. This goes back to episode 4, stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping into the unknown, allowing God to work in your life, just going with the flow and standing firm in the Lord allows you to change. You don't want to be stuck in the same job all your life, unless that's God's calling for you. But this brings me to the call of Abraham. Now the Lord said to Abraham, and this is Genesis 12. The Lord said to Abraham, go from your country and your kind and your father's house to the land that I will show you. And I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse, and in all your families of the earth shall be blessed. So Abraham received this call from God. This is spontaneous. Life is spontaneous. You want to do new things. You want to just go in the moment. You don't want to overthink it. One morning I woke up and I was like, I want to learn how to knit. Boom, looked it up. Knitting classes. Found a knitting class. Went. Learned how to knit. That's something I have now. I can knit blankets. I can give them away to the homeless. I can, there's a lot of things like I could do now since I have that skill. If I were to just wake up and be like, okay, I'm going to watch this show at this time, and then I'm going to watch this movie, and then I'm going to go eat lunch, then I'm gonna go hang out with my friend, and then I'm gonna go skate, and then I'm gonna go to work, and then after work I'm gonna come home. And these aren't things I do. These aren't things. This isn't how I live my life. I allow God to work in and through me. You gotta wake up, be like, Lord, lead me today. Just try to make that a habit. Try to make it a habit to where you get up and you start writing. This has been beneficial to me because what writing does is you're communicating. You're letting your subconscious out. You're letting your conscious out. You're communicating to yourself. You're realizing, I'm selling myself short. there's a lot more I could be doing. I'm missing some spots, I'm missing some specs. Not all of us are perfect. There's always going to be areas we can improve. There's always relationships that need tended to. Every day, every time, call your grandma if you haven't called her in a while. Just live day to day. Don't have everything so scripted out to where you become a product of your own, like you become a robot. You become a product of your own thoughts or your own plans. You do not want to be a product of your own plans. And if we read down here the explanation in the study Bible, thank you, Steve, for giving this to me. The call of Abraham. God's invitation to Abraham challenges him to abandon the normal sources of personal identity and security, his family and country. To obey, Abraham must trust God implicitly. All human support is largely removed. The promised outcomes are conditional on Abraham's obedience. In Acts 7:2-3, Stephen has God calling Abraham before he lived in Haran. So the outcomes, what God has planned for you, depends on your obedience to him. So if you do not obey God, how are you able to inherit what he has planned for you? How are these things supposed to happen? If you're so busy wondering what you're going to do, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And it's okay to not know at times. It's okay to sit. Because sometimes it's work within. You need to work. Sometimes it takes work of being like, okay, I need to go do something. You got to work on that. You got to work on these things. So you can't just allow your mind to be uneasy all the time, or you can't just gravitate and grab towards everything, get on social media, start scrolling. Like, you've already blasted your mind completely full and overwhelmed yourself with stimulation. You gotta take it back to think, well, okay, what is the earth like without all this human creation? What just God's creation? Think about pure nature, pure wilderness. We are a part of that. We aren't a part of this world. We aren't a part of society. We aren't man-made creation. But we can be turned into that if we expose ourselves to the world so much and allow it to consume us. Do you understand? If we allow our minds to be consumed by this nonstop, we're just hopping, getting on the video game, we're going smoking pot, and we're getting drunk, and we're going to the club, and what are you doing for yourself? Like, what is that doing? Sure, you're having a good time. You feel like you're on a high vibration, but overall, you're just like running yourself rancid, running yourself wild. Why weren't you in studying? Why weren't you in reading the word? Why weren't you in prayer? You could be doing outreach. You could change the world. There's a lot of things that you could do, but I just want to spread this message to y'all. Do not script your life. Just don't think about it sometimes. Like, if I were to script my life, this podcast would have never happened. It's really divine intervention. When me and Kierston met and continued to talk about God, he started to tailor our hearts towards you guys who are watching this video to spread a message. Maybe one person needs to hear one video that we ever make and it helps change their life. That's enough. I just want to serve God. I just want to do his will. And that's all we should ever want in life, because to serve ourselves, to fulfill our own desires, our own needs, it's not worth it. There's really no point. And I'm trying to find another instance here. Okay. Matthew chapter 4, verse 18. While walking by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Immediately they left their nets and followed him. And going on from there, he saw two older brothers, James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, on the boat with Zebedee, their father, mending their nets. He called them. Immediately they left their boat, and their father followed him. See, that's great. When Jesus calls, we want to follow him. They might be like, well, I'm a fisher. I'm a fisherman. I need to stay here. I can't go follow you. I have a family here. I have to make money. I have to fish. I have to continue to do this because that's what my life is. They would have missed following Jesus. They would have missed their lives being changed. They would have missed becoming fishers of men. Our calling is not to be of this world. Our calling is to be of Christ. Our calling is to be in Him and us. So it's not always bad though. Let me tell you that. You might feel a lot of pressure watching this. Like, you might want to go quit your job. You might want to go take off and go out in the wilderness and just be on foot. But that's not necessarily what this is saying here. It starts with the small things. It starts with the, you know what, it's time to delete Snapchat. I'm growing up. I've done that already. Or it might be like, man, I really need to quit watching so much YouTube. Which I watch way too much YouTube. That's something I need to do. Or maybe it's like, I need to stop listening to this filthy music. Or I need to stop using filthy language. Things I struggle with. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not on here claiming to be perfect. But we can do this. You know, God has a plan for us, okay? And I want you to know that He hears you. He hears your voice. He hears your prayers. Don't be discouraged. I know it's hard. I know you got bills to pay. I know you got a family to feed. I know that it's hard. I know it feels like no one's behind you. I know it feels like you're alone, but God is with you. God is for you. Never forget that. So just be encouraged, seek peace, and follow after Him. Do not allow yourself to fall into that trap. Do not allow yourself to fall into that cycle. I love you guys, and I will see you on the flip side.